Hello and welcome back to the Success Catalyst podcast where we will build dreams episode by episode. I am your host Nina Robert, and today I have a truly innovative guest who has made waves in both the aerospace and gaming industries. Join me today is Mark Fraser, founder and CEO of Aero Astro Arts Ltd, a company he has started at just 21 years old while studying aerospace engineering with astronautics and space technology at Kingston University. Mark has an incredible journey. He worked for Nintendo for over 5 years, contributing to the launches of iconic consoles like the Wii U and the Nintendo Switch. But that's not all. In 2022, Mark took his company in a bold new direction, moving into self-publishing indie games for PC, mobile, and console platforms. Now, celebrating 17 years in business, Aero Astro Arts is working on exciting new titles like Neo Tokyo Patrol, Noble Order, After the Swarm, and even more that are yet to be announced. Beyond his business, Mark is dedicated to giving back, working with nonprofits like Into Games, UKIE, and Urban MBA, and mentoring through the Limit Break initiative. Today, I'm going to dive into Mark's journey from aerospace to gaming, his insights on entrepreneurship, and what it takes to stay relevant and innovative in such a competitive industry. So, welcome to the show, Mark.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Nina.
It's great to have you today. And Mark, your journey from aerospace engineering to finding Aero Astro Arts Limited is fascinating. I want to know everything about it. So, first of all, what inspired you to make that transition from engineering to video games?
Wow, okay. Well, I've actually been making games since I was about 15 years old. So,
Wow.
but mainly like sort of like little freelance jobs here and there. And I started out making Flash games when I was 15. So I was tinkering around with like the 2D Flash interface, action script and stuff like that. And then it became a hobby. And then after a while, I started volunteering on different teams on Google groups and stuff like that. And then I found gamedev.net and then also Game Institute. I did a game engine programming course and also graphics programming course on there. So I learned how to make my own game engine, but I realized how hard it was. And there were so many better solutions out there. So I started to use other platforms like XNA and other things like that, and 3ds Max and 3D applications. So I started to learn more industry tools and using them. And then people started to notice that and then hiring me for jobs. After a while, I got hired for so many jobs, it made sense to make a company out of it. And while I was studying at university, it made sense as well. I had a lot of friends who did it as well, so I decided to make a company out of it. And yeah, I mean that was the genesis of Aero Astro Arts. I put my engineering skills and my game art skills together, and it made sense to me at the time.
Wow, that's fascinating. I can sense the energy and the passion from what you said, and it's really amazing to be able to combine your craft and your passion. That's not given to everyone, but it's not impossible as well. So whatever we're doing, I believe that we can excel at it, whatever it is. It could be someone who's an accountant, for example, or a teacher, or something that seems simple and sometimes boring. And then we can transform it into art. We can bring art into our lives through passion and through consistency. For sure, you stayed consistent and you tried to do many things and to participate in many initiatives, which is key, I think, to any entrepreneurship success. So I want to know more about the challenges that you faced, Mark, in building a dev team and launching a business at such a young age, and how did you overcome them?
Wow. So thinking back, I actually went on a VFX site and I posted a job ad and I got 200 applicants.
Wow.
So I posted the job. I got 200 applicants. I tried to interview every single one of them.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite successful at doing that, but I got to interview most of them. And then that dwindled down to I think 12 candidates. And what
Mm-hmm.
I did is because I didn't have a physical office, I paid 80 quid to get like a little office space. And then what happened was six of those 12 applicants turned up. It was all of, I think it was either the programmers or the artists turned up. And then I was so disappointed. I was like, oh no, how am I going to make a whole studio out of just the programmers? And then I was like, okay, let me try again. But this time I'm not going to pay for it. I'm going to go to my university library and then book
Mm-hmm.
a room and then we'll all meet there. And then
Okay.
all the artists turned up instead of the programmers. And then I started to realize, oh, hold on, maybe it's a logistics issue. Maybe they can't actually make it, all at the same time.
Mm.
So maybe I can do it online. And then what I started to do is, this was before remote working was a thing. So
Yeah.
I made people go on MSN,
Mm.
an older sort of version of WhatsApp, and also on Google Groups as well. And that's where we shared like our files and stuff like that. And then what we did is I managed them through MSN, and then the file uploads were through like file transfer programs and stuff like that. And then that worked
Wow.
perfectly for me. It wasn't any issues from that point on. I could work with anyone I wanted to throughout the whole world. And since then, I've hired, I think, about 70 freelancers in the past 17 years. Some of them I sort of done over a long period of time, like 2, 3 years. So it worked really well for me as a free.
Wow. Amazing. So you did with what you had. And this is, I
Exactly.
think, another key to success in entrepreneurship because many young entrepreneurs think they have to have already a big office where people can come so they can interview them, so they can feel maybe more confident about their business. They think they need the most recent equipment and technologies to be able to work, but you did with what you had and you kept improving and you kept collecting feedback. So okay, that there's disappointment, there's non-attendance, there's something that not right, let's change it, and then you change as you go, and again you did with whatever you had, and that's amazing. So truly inspiring. I thank you for sharing this story, Mark. And then, yeah, tell me about the experience at Nintendo, helping launch iconic consoles. I'm so impressed, like the Wii
Yeah.
U and Nintendo Switch. So, what were some key lessons you learned during
Yeah.
your time there, and how have they influenced the direction of your own company?
Well, I actually worked on the support side, so we would help with the launch of a new product or console. So when I was first coming in, my friend, I won't name him, but I won't put him on the spot. But my friend said, "Hey, you make video games. You'd be a great addition to our team at Nintendo," and he invited me to sort of apply and go for the job. So part of that was like a technical sort of little test just to see, how familiar with Nintendo products. And then the other part of it was introducing me to the team, like almost like a social test. And I think everyone in the team thought I was pretty interesting. I was interested enough to add to the team. So they said, hey, it'll be a great addition. I came in when they were just about launching the Nintendo Wii U. That was their first next generation console after, well, it was their first next generation console really, because before that they had like the Wii U and they weren't really known as like a a proficient gaming platform. It was
Hmm.
more for like Wii Sports and like very light-hearted games and stuff like Mario and stuff like that. They weren't usually known for like things like Call of Duty and other things like that, which the Wii U then later had as a first for Nintendo as well. So it was their first foray into like the next gen market. So it was very interesting for me. We launched dozens of consoles. Um, on the support side, and also we helped with the stars system, and also we helped with the store as well. We helped launch the first European Nintendo store for the support side of that.
Hmm.
So we helped support that, and basically, I think in 4 days they sold 1.4 million items at EGX, physical items, that is. Obviously, not in in the actual store. They send them out through their channels and other things like that. But it was a very successful event for Nintendo, and I learned so much working for them. I'm really appreciative of that opportunity working with them.
Wonderful. And I know that you have also been involved in the founding of 7 startups, which is
Yes.
so impressive. Oh my God. So, what are the most important factors you consider when deciding to start or invest in a new venture?
I would say the crux of most good ideas would be to start with solving a problem and
Hmm.
addressing the problem and providing value for people
Hmm.
and or entertainment. So if you can provide value, solve a problem, and make the world better, usually your company will be successful.
Yeah, yeah, sure. But I think it's a challenge for a new entrepreneur to find investors, also to find people who believe in their dream and to fund them or help them start a business. And I'm going to go back into talking about how you mentor others. But for now, I know you are working on exciting indie titles like Neo Tokyo Patrol and Noble Order. Can you give me a sneak peek into what players can expect from these games and your creative process behind them?
Oh wow, okay. I've actually been showcasing Neo Tokyo Patrol. I've
Okay.
showcased it twice now, I think, this year. So it's a top-down cop cyberpunk adventure. So that is based in a post-apocalyptic Neo Tokyo environment.
Okay.
I don't want to go too much into the story because I don't want to spoil
Hmm.
it for people. But if you want to have a look at our YouTube channel on Aero Arts, we have a few videos up about it. I'm happy to provide some footage to you to showcase here. If you want to do it after the interview as well, I'm happy to send
Wonderful.
that to you.
Sure.
We got some new stuff coming up for the next few months as well. So if you want to get an exclusive on that, I'm happy to sort of give you some footage, some new footage.
Perfect. Thank you, Mark. And on my side, I'll put for our listeners, you'll find the details and all the links to connect with Mark and to see, like maybe the video that he was talking about Neo Tokyo Patrol, in the description of the episode. You'll also find the link to his social media and to his website. I want people to connect easily with you, and I think there are many things that we can learn from you as an entrepreneur, but also as a passionate gamer. So, in addition to running your company, you actively mentor your young professionals and work with nonprofits like Into Games and Urban MBA. What drives your passion for mentoring, and what advice do you give to aspiring entrepreneurs and game developers?
Well, to answer your first question, I love making an impact and also helping the underdog, the person who
Mhm.
may have fell through the cracks, someone who didn't have an opportunity or maybe is feeling left behind, to give them a little bit of a boost to help them to sort of get back on track, especially in our industry, like with all the layoffs and stuff like that, it's affecting us all really.
Yeah,
Um, so I like to sort of give back to an industry that has given me so much. So it's my way of also giving people a mentor that I wish I had when I was starting out. So I never had a mentor. I had various people that I looked up to, but I never had anyone sort of guiding me through. So if I can do that for someone else, that's a win. Any tips for people trying to get into the industry? I would say try to be as resilient as possible. Um, where you think there's no hope, try don't feel like you're on your own. Reach out, try and network with people. Don't be on your own. There's hope, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and if you stick with it long enough, and also you're passionate about it, and you progress 101% every day, you will achieve any goal that you set yourself.
wonderful. I love these tips because most entrepreneurs nowadays, even though we are so connected and so easily reachable, we are still in the lone wolf situation. Every entrepreneur is trying to make it on their own, trying to just learn maybe from YouTube and buying a couple of courses, but eventually not seeking help. Help is there, and sometimes it's available. Could be your friend, could be your teacher, could be someone you met at a networking event, could be really anyone, but you have to look for help and you have to seek the help you need. Like if you don't have enough knowledge and experience in business, seek the help you need from a business advisor or just from a mentor, as you said, like having someone to support you, having someone to exchange ideas and perception with, perspectives, experiences, that's priceless. That can get you to like much further than how you can get on your own, and that's very important. You also mentioned networking. That's a big thing. We have networking events all over the place, either online or in every single city. I started organizing networking events myself, and I'm really enjoying it because it brings so many different people in such an enriching and friendly environment. And it's such like I associate the image of networking with a mastermind. It's like many minds combined into one place, exchanging ideas, and you can feel the spark. You can feel the enthusiasm, the passion, and it's such a magical thing to do. So entrepreneurs listening to us, go to networking events, seek help, go get yourself a mentor. You'll go much further than staying on your own, just doing it by yourself. So,
Just to add on to that as well,
sure.
um, I totally agree with all your points. Last year, I went to over 200 events. I added like,
Wow.
I think 10,000 people to my LinkedIn profile just from that.
Oh my God.
Also, this year I've done 3 business accelerator courses. I would highly recommend if you're just starting out getting on one because they will teach you all this stuff that you won't learn in university, all the financial side, the business side. Unless you're business focused in your studies and things like that, you may not learn all these type of things on engineering or like a dev course or something like that, or like a computer science course. So you won't really learn this side, which you will need if you are trying to become a successful entrepreneur. And potentially they'll introduce you to mentors and also possibly investors as well. So like I'm with Games London. We're on an accelerator called Game Changer. We're going to Helsinki next month, which is really
Okay.
cool.
That's wonderful. That's really, really amazing. 200 networking events. I think that's a record. I've never seen someone network as much as you, Mark, and it's truly amazing. I believe in the power of networking so much, especially in the entrepreneur world, because as I was saying, I'll repeat it again and again, do not stay on your own. There is so much help. There are so many opportunities just waiting for you. Just be around the people that will bring you up, that will give you another perspective, that will um, bring your name in situations where opportunities arise. This is the key to networking. And again, you can also help people. You can be able to exchange and share your knowledge. And that emotion of fulfillment, that pride, that um, I would say, yeah, gratitude that I would feel from such thing, exchanging my passions and bringing my ideas out there and connecting with people, even the energy. At the end of a networking event, I feel amazingly energized. It's like I've been fueled by other people's energy all day long. And yeah, I don't know what you think about this, Mark. I know you're quite energetic and such an extrovert.
Absolutely. I mean, I love the energy, and I think people feed off of each other's energy, and in a positive way most of the time. And I like to surround myself with positive energy people, or if someone's in a negative state, I love to give them my energy as well.
Mm.
I feel like everyone should have happiness in their life and fulfillment. And if they're unhappy or something like that, I can't change like how you feel, but maybe I can change your environment. So hopefully I can add to people's positive vibes.
For sure. And the key is changing environment. Like if you're feeling down and you're feeling like you're not really productive, do not stay at home. Do not just stay by yourself, or do not stay around the same kind of people that brought you into that vibration, into that energy. Just go exchange knowledge, go network with people, surround yourself with people who can bring you such a good energy, more success, people who talk about entrepreneurship, people who talk about ideas, not other people, or not just complaining about how the world is going and whatever other things that people can talk about. It's just surrounding yourself with the right kind of people can like tremendously increase your chances of success. But sometimes I think it's let's to give an idea that okay, I'm an introvert, maybe I don't like networking events, I'm shy, I don't dare going to speak to other people. I was that kind of person myself. I was the shy introverted girl, you wouldn't believe it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would rather like stay at home and not go anywhere because I don't want to talk to people, and maybe people won't see me, maybe they wouldn't be interested. These are the limiting beliefs that I was like impressing over and over on my subconscious mind, on my paradigm, my belief system. And eventually I started to change, and I started seeing the results change. I started seeing like, hey, I can actually benefit from being around the right kind of people. Maybe the people I was around before were not really that much into bringing me such good energy. When you say feeding energy from each other, how did you say it? From feeding from each other's energy. Some people are like what we call vampire energy. We're not talking about these people. Just don't go around these people, but surround yourself with the right kind of person.
Yeah, I totally agree as well. I mean, I would say for those introverted people as well, just try to do this, focus on the simple things like
Yeah.
just smile, eye contact, and wave. Simple as that. And
Yeah.
most of the time, that can spark a conversation. And just making the eye contact, making that first, icebreaker, uh,
Hmm.
can make a difference in how many people you network with, or the quality of people you actually get in contact with as well. I'd say quality in terms of like what relationships you can build in that sense. So
Yes.
yeah, it can be very disarming in terms of like people's sort of guarded mentality once you smile.
That's wonderful. Such great tips. And yes, I agree. And go step by step. Like the first networking event, you don't have to talk to 100 people. Just talk to three, for example. Just exchange business cards with three people. Call that today. Call it a win. And then the next networking event, you'll have more confidence. You'll have more energy. You'll be able to speak to more people with more maybe more presence, or whatever you're seeking, whatever you think you're lacking. It's all in your head. Just go and do it. You'll get the energy, you'll get the proof that you can do it from the action. So take action. As an entrepreneur, you have to take action. You have to start a business. Eventually you will hire people. Networking is a major part of what we're doing, whatever it is that you are doing. So, Mark, looking ahead, what are your goals for Aero Astro Arts and your future projects? How do you plan to continue innovating in the gaming industry?
Wow, okay. So my goals for the next, well, my short-term goal is actually to speak to investors about my business, and my medium to long-term goal are to release all six titles that I'm working on.
Okay.
But also, I've got a few side goals as well. I really want to win some awards for my games. So that's something that's always been a goal of mine. Because I've been an outsourcer for like 17 years now,
Mhm.
and working behind the scenes, you don't really get any recognition for your work or anything that you do. But more than that, I want to show people that there's a pathway for people to succeed. So I feel like I learned this while I was an Army cadet instructor. So you've got you've got to inspire to achieve.
Mhm.
You've got to show people the way and show them that it can be done when they think it's impossible. And you've got to show people that, you can do things. You don't have to be the most talented person, just work hard on something or work smart, either one. You can literally use your strengths to help you succeed in whatever you want to achieve.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mark. I really enjoyed our conversation today. And to our listeners, you'll find the description of the episode with every single detail you need to know about Mark and ways to contact him and connect with him. And I guess, Mark, we will be seeing you in networking events very soon, I hope. So, yeah, in the meantime, thank you again for being such an amazing guest today on the Success Catalyst podcast. And to our listeners, thank you for listening. We'll see you again in the next episode.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nina.